Hello everyone, it's Omega Thunder. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. So in today's video, I am going to show you guys how to cold start the Mi-24 Hind in DCS world. As you can see, I am sitting in the pilot seat in this beautiful attack helicopter from USSR era, and it is also one of my favorite attack helicopters. So let's start up the attack helicopter. So first thing I would like to do is to remove the seats so we can clearly see some stuff uh, behind our seat. On the right and left side we have these two panel switches which we can easily just turn on all the switches by just pulling these levers, right side and left side. Don't forget to release the rotor brake, and while you're starting the engines, do not move your your inputs, your pedals and your stick, your collective and your throttle at all. It can cause some problems. It happens to me before. It can also sometimes break your engine, so be warned about that. Uh, After that, I am going to close the door, and I'm gonna seal it just by looking on the left side, just by rotating the cabin press counterclockwise. Now we can go ahead and look on the right side. We have our panel switches. We have DC and AC. As you can see, I'm going to turn on the right and left batteries. She already starting to speak. We are going to turn on the switch for network to batteries, and I'm going to select the bat. And on this dial over here, I'm going to select 115. All right. Now, next thing to do is to look on the left side. We have our fuel valves. We are going to turn on the shut-off valves and select the tanks, number 1, number 2, and these other 4s at the end. This one over here is for external tank, which we do not have. We can turn on this one. We can go ahead and look to the right. We can disengage the rotor brake. So for now, we should be ready to start up the APU. As you can see on this panel on the left side, we have APU start and engines start. These two buttons on the left side are for APU start and stop. On the right side, we have the start and stop for engines, and this switch here is for selecting left and right engine. We can start the APU. Look at the APU EGT. As it's starting, the temperatures are rising, and you can also hear it. It's getting loud. Once again, the door are sealed. Alright, so APU is running. Rotor brake is released. It's free. So in front of us, you can see these multiple various of indicators. The one we need right now is our engines RPM, main rotor RPM, and the temperatures for both engines. So so the left engine is selected, we're going to press and hold the start button for 3 seconds. Now the left engine is started. Needle number 1 is moving. We have to move the lever for left engine downwards and let the engine number 1 or engine left to rise to the idle position, which is in between these two yellow lines over here. And as you can see, the main rotor is moving, and so does the stabilizer at the back of the helicopter. So it is starting. We can look on the left side and turn on some various radio navigation systems. For example, the RWR, power and signal, gyros 1 and 2, and some other um, radio communication systems you can turn on. You can turn on the IFF as well. Right, so engine number 1 is in the idle position. We can switch the engine start to right and then press and hold it again for 2 seconds. Second engine is starting. You can look at the indicator. Needle number 2 is rising. You can pull the other lever for right engine and just wait for the second engine to idle itself. We can go ahead and turn on the battery. Turn on the map. Alright, so the second engine is also in the idle position. Now, next thing we want to do is to increase our throttle. We can look into adjust controls, control options, and then under access commands, we have these two controls for collective and throttle, and obviously for pedals and our pitch and raw joystick. So for throttle, if you have a whole test with 2 levers, you can use one for collective and the other one for throttle. If not, you can also search for throttle and use these keybinds for keyboard. So now I'm going to increase throttle, and so does the RPM. The main rotor is getting faster, engines are getting louder. It's a really beautiful day. Alright, so both engines are ready. We can turn off the APU. We can look on the right side and we can turn on AC powers. We can turn on the transformers and we can turn on the rectifiers. I turn on the inverter, and obviously you can also turn off the network to batteries after you're finished. On the left side, down here, you have various controls. For example, you can turn on the adjust and then turn on these other controls for yaw, roll, pitch, and altitude. I personally just turn on these three, number 1, 2, 3 for yaw, roll, pitch. And since the gyros are also on, we can release those. Number 2 is for the smaller ones, and number 1 is for the big one in the middle. I actually just pressed that. It's okay. It's not a big deal. So at the bottom in the middle, you have this panel over here. For example, for your sight, you can turn that on if you want to. I personally don't need it right now. We have these other, for example, the dial for range and for selecting weapons and for jettison weapons, emergency release, which we don't need right now for this tutorial. And as you can see, I will bring back my seat. As you can see, it's just that easy to cold start the Mi-24P Hind in DCS World. Before I forget to mention, on the left side, this switch over here is for your fan, obviously. If you like it, you can turn that on. And just like that, our helicopter is ready to take off. Again, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Leave your thoughts, and that should be it. I see you guys in the next video. In the future videos, I will make So in the future, I will probably make another video on how to hover, takeoff, and landing the Hind attack helicopter, and also other helicopters and some other fixed-wing planes, jets, and also probably for other systems in Hind and UH-1H, for example, for navigations, IFF, ADF, and even weapons on these two helicopters or even other future helicopters. But again, thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys learned something, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks again, and goodbye.